Good evening and welcome to Reality Check. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. 1 lakh a day. That's the total number of active cases now we are adding each day. What has changed? We had a vaccination program that started in January, and despite that, we have peaked much more than the first peak. What explains this? And could things have been any different if we had vaccinated faster? Let's quickly take a look at this explainer by my colleague Meher Pandey.
Although it has been almost 3 months since India's vaccination drive began, only 5% of our population has been covered. 7.91 crore vaccine doses have been administered so far, but the Health Ministry's target is 50 crore doses by July, meaning so far only 16% of the target has been met, and we have less than 3 months left to meet a massive 84% of the target, which was conservative to begin with. The rate of vaccination has picked up substantially. In the first phase, when healthcare and frontline workers were being vaccinated, 3.3 lakh doses were administered on an average day. From March 1st, when vaccination of people over 60 began, 16.4 lakh doses were administered in a day. Since 1st April, now that vaccination is open to everyone over 45 years of age, 31.2 lakh doses are administered in an average day. If the current pace of vaccination had been on since day one of the vaccination drives, which is 16th of January, we would have administered 24 crore doses by now, which is 3 times our current progress. But even now, at this much improved pace, vaccination is behind schedule. The required rate of vaccination to meet the 31st July deadline is 35 lakh doses per day. At the current pace, we will only meet the target by mid-September.
All right, thank you very much, Meher, for that explainer. We have Dr. K.K. Talwar, advisor to the Punjab government on health and medical education. Thank you very much, Dr. Talwar. Dr. Sunila Garg is a member of the Lancet Commission COVID India Task Force. Dr. Anjan Tirkha, chairman of the Clinical Managerial Group of the COVID Center at AIIMS. Amulya Nidhi is the national co-convener of the Jan Swasthya Abhiyan India. And in just a short moment, we'll also be joined in by Dr. Rahul Pandit. He's a member of the Maharashtra COVID Task Force. He's with us. Thank you very much. Let's begin with Dr. Pandit first, because that's the state which is in focus. Dr. Pandit, what seems to have gone wrong? I mean, particularly in the context of vaccinations, do you feel that COVID appropriate behavior is of course one reason? You have come on various shows and mentioned about it. But apart from that, do you feel that had the vaccination process been expedited, we would not have seen a peak like this or a surge like this? Or are these two things totally unrelated?
Look, it's, I think, very easy for us to say that if we have vaccinated a large number of population, we would not have seen a peak. But let's see the numbers. 7 crore population, and when we put it in percentage, it is actually the entire population of UK that India has already vaccinated. It's not a small number to vaccinate. And UK started vaccinating much before India, the Pfizer Moderna vaccine. So it's not that we have done a very poor job. But yes, the population which we have is so large that when you look at the percentile, it is a very, very fraction of the population that has been vaccinated. So you can always say that you actually need to go across and vaccinate more. We have been always saying that the doses are available, open up the vaccination, make it available for all groups. And I had said this before, I think on your show itself, that take it as near to the people as we can. So bring it to the local clinic, bring it to the Gram Panchayat office, take all the care which you need to do, the 3 rooms which are a prerequisite, the manpower which is prerequisite. Don't cut corners in your safety aspect, but take it to them rather than asking them to come to the nearest hospital, which is sometimes very far off. Bring vaccination centers across the state, across the country, so that people just have to step out and they have to walk a short distance to get a vaccine. And of course, the vaccine related IEC, information, education and communication has to go much more than what we are doing now. There is still people who are sitting and actually not taking their vaccine. Another group is, if I may just say, the lower socioeconomic strata of people are not coming forward for vaccination. They need to be actually brought across in large number, and we should be a nation which should be obsessed with vaccination. If I say in Hindi, It should be like हमारे vaccination का भूत हमारे सर पे सवार होना चाहिए, that we want to get everybody vaccinated as quickly as possible. But I think we are not doing a bad job at the moment in terms of the numbers, absolutely. But
no,
yes,
that's
there is
true,
always
because
room for
you are looking at the absolute numbers, but the problem is that you also have to factor in our population. Because if we'll keep looking at these absolute numbers, the 7 crores, I'm just going to do some reverse mathematics, and Dr. Garg, I want to come to you now. If we were to have followed this pace of vaccination, which is roughly about 30 lakh doses a day, right from January when we had started the vaccine, I mean it's easier said than done, but had that been in place, then we would have been in a slightly better position. We would have been able to vaccinate a large number of people, close to 20 crore people, a rough estimate, would have been vaccinated. Could that situation have helped us in preventing a peak like this? See, otherwise it's going to be a burden on all our systems all over again. We've seen that in the past.
Sanket, your question is very, very valid, and thank you for having me on the panel. But question is, we were dealing with a newer vaccine, and then second is that, and we started with the healthcare workers, which fortunately or unfortunately are definitely more informed. And then definitely comes the question of how come the vaccine came so, early and all that. So there were a lot of questions. There was a lot of vaccine hesitancy. Though, there was no, kind of, hassle on part of the government. They started motivating from very beginning. We had people, coming forward to take the vaccination. But nonetheless, now we have to speed up very, very fast in terms of vaccination. If we go back and look backwards and we think that, we would have done this much, then we would have achieved that. Of course, that is one of the things, because one thing which I always say as a public health expert, that your herd immunity will only come with the vaccination, which has happened with other diseases and all, because vaccinations are the ones which are going to provide herd immunity. But then nonetheless, we have to now fasten our pace of vaccination to really, large numbers, and we have to adopt innovative strategies in different states so that, we can meet these numbers and we can reach the target. So that is important, because the moment we started from 1st April, we can see, people are enthusiastic in receiving the vaccination and they're coming in time. So now is the time to think of, I say, MTV. That is a, punchline which we use for, I'm also a president for Organized Medicine Academic Guild, which is a combination of 15 professional associations, and which talks about masking, testing, treating, and, vaccination. That is, so MTV is the word which we always use. So not to lose a track of mask, because I use the term mask as another vaccine as well. So we have to go very fast,
correct,
but at the same time not lose a track of COVID appropriate behavior as well.
Absolutely. Dr. Trikha, I want to come to you now. See, what is behind us, right? You can't change that. But I just wanted to ask you that, this virus does not discriminate or categorize or grade on the basis of age. Then why is the vaccination process doing so?
No, I think it has been rightly said that we were dealing with a new vaccine, right? It had to start with the healthcare workers, and sadly enough, even the healthcare workers are not totally 100% people have not been vaccinated. So we had to have a discrimination that first the healthcare workers, then we have enough data to see what happens to the older people, then the younger people, and then even maybe pregnant ladies, even children. So that's the way vaccination goes all over the world. So if we would have started bang at time zero, I'm sure we could have had more problems. You've just read some kind of thrombotic events coming in from UK or Europe, and there's a lot of talk about whether we should go ahead with the vaccine of Covishield or not. So there was hesitancy, there is still some hesitancy, but I'm sure things are improving. Other thing which I think now is that some kind of a rule should come in, that vaccination should be mandatory for certain things. Let's say if you want to go out to a restaurant and eat, and you come into the group of who need vaccination, you must be vaccinated. There are already some restaurants in Delhi which give you about 20% discount when you go out and eat there if you show your vaccination certificate.
I think that's very nice. That's a very nice suggestion.
You can't travel by air unless you have vaccination certificates. If you are going to US, you do your RT-PCR. But if I'm going to Bangalore, I don't need an RT-PCR. Why? Why going to US you need an RT-PCR and not while traveling in India? We know that it is humanly impossible to get RT-PCRs done for all people traveling by trains done. We are such a huge number. But some kind of lateral thinking will have to be taken. Some kind of incentives would have to be taken. Let's say if you are working in a dispensary or a hotel or a 5-star or a restaurant, so all the workers will have to be vaccinated if they fall into the category of vaccination. Otherwise, we're going to
no. I think this is a very nice suggestion, Dr. Trikha. Do you propose that the government should consider this going forward?
Why not?
For instance, 60 plus vaccination has been open for a very long time now, and now this is the right time to impose a rule like this.
Not only a rule, Sanchit, you already have said that by the time if this figure goes on, it will be September, and by the month of December, the third shot people would be ready. England is already working on the third shot. We are also working. I'm sure Niti Aayog is working on the third shot, because this immunity is not lifelong.
Correct.
It is going to wane off. The antibodies are going to wane off.
Yes, Dr.
And
Talwar.
after having said, sorry, I'm just saying.
No, please carry on, sir. You were saying. I thought you had finished.
After having said that, I think we as a population, we as countrymen of India deserve this kind of thing. You just go out, look at the rallies, look at the political rallies, look at the religious ceremonies. Well, we deserve it. And mind you, in another 20 days, our ICUs, our hospitals are going to be full. There is no reason for not getting filled up. That's all I want to say.
No, I think this is very important. Some straight talking has to happen, because you look at, I just feel that perhaps politicians, and since we don't have politicians on the panel, so it will be slightly inappropriate. But Dr. Talwar, this is reality. I mean, when you will tell people to follow COVID appropriate behavior, and when politicians themselves, when religious leaders themselves will not do it, you'll have politicians who say, take off the mask, don't wear it. It disturbs the growth of the economy. I don't think we are sending a very clear message.
Well, as far as you rightly said, I think the community leaders are the role models. They should behave like a role model, because I am sure if they stick to these practices, people will follow. And these are the ways we can, this is a very simple solution to this problem. I think some time back someone wrote, if 90% people can wear mask, the pandemic will go to the drain. You see, this is such a, effective way of preventing it. And even if those who get it, they get a mild issue. So I think rightly that our community leaders, they should realize it, that this is a simpler way, and they must come as a role model. They should not unnecessarily, that affects the common person.
But Dr. Talwar, what's your assessment? Why is it increasing in states like Punjab? I mean, you've got like the top, Maharashtra is a perpetual problem, but there are other states as well, not just pole-bound states, but even Punjab for that matter.
You see,
and newer strains.
Look at in Punjab, our surge mainly started in February, March. And we were very seriously worried, and that's why we thought we must quickly go for the viral sequencing. And we found that 80% plus of the UK variants. And this particularly virus is also known to affect the younger people, children, adolescents. And during that time, what we saw was our 35 to 40% who were positive were below the age of 30. So I think this surge came apart from the people not taking the precautions, bigger rallies, people are not wearing masks, indoor social kind of activities, plus this variant which came into.
But don't you think that's all the more reason that vaccination must now open to all? You yourself are saying that the new strain is affecting youngsters.
No, young, you see, below 18, so we don't have the data. We cannot give. There is a data has to come. First, the safety of the vaccine in below 18 is not tested. So we cannot advise that you should go. We must produce data. I think Pfizer has done it in USA for that. So that will be need. Below 18, we cannot go. But I certainly feel that above 30 or so, we may open up. And I think as far as saying what we should have done from January, that's the past. We must, I think, look at the future.
Sure.
What way I think the vaccination doses are.
No, absolutely. The purpose
sure.
of this broadcast is not to focus too much into the past, but perhaps to see what can we do more in the future, so that number one, we don't miss the deadline, because at this pace we are going to achieve our June or July targets only in the month of September, and by that time it will be time for the next shot, as Dr. Tirkha was saying. But Amulya Nidhi, you're the national co-convener of the Jan Swasthya Abhiyan India. What has your experience been? Why, number one, vaccine, acceptance to the vaccine, general hygiene, and these growing cases?
See, actually, there are three aspects to all issues. One is the vaccine and one is the vaccination. If you see about the vaccine itself, the whole important thing, why there is somewhere a gap, the confidence among the people about the whole vaccine, about the transparency of the data of the vaccine. So this is going on from last 2-3 months. Several health experts have spoken to the government, asking the transparency of the data of Covaxin, Covishield, all that. Till today, it's not properly addressed. That's the number one. Number two is the vaccination. Now, if you see the vaccination for all. But where vaccination is chargeable now, sometimes it's free, some state is free. Why not universal free vaccination to everyone? That's the second aspect. And also, if you see the whole management system, the vaccination depends upon your whole supply chain management. We are almost now the 15 months of the COVID pandemic. 15 months they spend about the whole management things. So whether the government is controlled, there is no uniform and universal control by the government of India. 5 states where elections are happening, nobody cares. And they say no. Kerala, there were cases after election, nothing is highlighted. Only Maharashtra is highlighted, and only cases are in Maharashtra and Delhi somewhere. But there are 10 to 12 states which has a large number of cases. So that's the important. Second thing about the whole report mechanism, when people are going for RT-PCR and other stuff, has to be reported. So this lacks somewhere the confidence. We are not in the age of polio vaccine. So and the third aspect is involve all the stakeholders. See, there is a lack of, and also address the side effect. What is happening actually in the ground? If one of the villages, somebody has some side effect, and people are getting COVID after getting vaccination of first dose after 7 days and 10 days, the surrounding areas are not able to build their confidence, and the health workers, also the department, they are not creating such awareness among the people to build their confidence. So why this also needs to be addressed. So these are the three aspects. One about the whole building confidence, address the adverse reaction of the vaccination properly, note down, giving the data, transparency in the data, and not involve all the stakeholders. I am talking all the civil society, talking about Rotary, Lions, everything, the way polio has been managed, address everyone. Okay. So this is, and the third thing is important from last 3 days, they are saying large number of cases increasing. Why every state immediately task force meeting should be happen involving all the stakeholders and build confidence. How the testing and the tracking strategies already last 1 year of.
Sure, Dr. Pandit, let me come back to you. A lot of important suggestions that have been now given by Amulya Nidhi.
Something you are saying, big rallies is happening without masks.
That's true. That's true, and we are addressing that point. Very quickly, Dr. Pandit, I want to come to you now. Dr. Pandit, see, the thing is that now Maharashtra, you've seen perpetually high as far as number of cases are concerned. Single-handedly, the state is more than 50,000 cases. Do you think that perhaps the state is delaying the inevitable imposition of a targeted lockdown? And can lockdowns really help at a stage like this?
So the Maharashtra government is, I think they are balancing to actually try and see whether we can still have the economy running, at the same time putting curbs to maximize to the point that the corona appropriate behavior is brought as a zero tolerance policy, as well as we avoid people from gathering together in places where they need not gather right now, like beaches and parks and stuff. I don't think that they are just delaying the inevitable. I think the government must have thought long and hard about that before coming up to this decision. But they are keeping a very close eye on the situation. and they really feel that if there is need to put in more curbs, they would probably put in those more curbs as well. But as of now, I think these curbs which are announced yesterday are the ones which are going to be imposed. And I think the more important thing which has come out here is zero tolerance to non-adherence of corona appropriate behavior. Micro containment, there are more than 900 or 1,000 buildings which are been probably micro contained right now in Mumbai itself. And I think across the state there will be several thousands of them which have been having micro containment zones.
Okay, Dr. Garg, I want to come to you now and maybe ask this question of Dr. Trikha also. Dr. Garg, can re-lockdowns even help? Because you've got epidemiologists and doctors across the world who say that you can only reap the benefits from a lockdown once. Can't do it again and again.
You are very right actually. You see, after all, it's a human behavior. Today you are in lockdown, you change your behavior. Again you remove the lockdown, again you go back. So it is important to empower people every day. That means we are not talking of lockdowns. They have to be empowered themselves to follow COVID appropriate behavior. That is going to be the answer. It is not that today we are putting a kind of a strictness on them, then again they come out with vengeance. That's what has happened in Kerala. So we used to quote Kerala as one of the best states with best examples. After Onam, when they opened up, the disease really came out, in big numbers. So similarly in Maharashtra also we had quite a chunk of uninfected population. So now we are getting a lot of people who are, getting infected. Plus, as Dr. Talwar also pointed out about the mutant strains and all that. So which are, highly infective. So we have to keep into consideration these parts which very, very seriously, that lockdown is not going to be the answer. It is the empowerment of the people, awareness creation, and it has got to be all 360-degree awareness.
Well, you're as if leaders are not going to be aware themselves, what sort of awareness will they spread? Dr. Trikha, the point that you were making, would you like to add?
I would again think laterally. Let us ask everybody on this program. Let NDTV ask before interviewing anybody, are you vaccinated? We'll interview. Otherwise, thank you very much. Or if you have a reason of not being vaccinated, let us know the reason so people are more wiser. Viral infections and viruses all over the world for the last so many years will always mutate. Influenza vaccine we take again and again every year. So it is what is required at the present time. Lockdown, you do it for 2 more weeks, economy goes for a toss, fine. But after that, what? The only hope which we have is, now social distancing has gone off. We don't believe in social distancing. Yeah. We are all going out, we are traveling in metros, go on a metro and you see in Delhi. So the only thing left is vaccination, and let NDTV take a call. We won't have any news items of why people who are not vaccinated.
Okay, I think that's a good suggestion. I'm going to I'll start by implementing it on my program. Dr. Trikha, are you vaccinated?
Yes, I am vaccinated.
Okay,
how about you, Sanjay?
No, I'm not eligible. But I'm sure the day I am, I will definitely take the vaccine. Thank you.
That's perfectly fine.
Thank you very much.
Media is to ask for immunization immediately. That's one thing. You're in a priority group.
Yes, let's hope so. I mean, journalists are also frontline workers, but that's a discussion for another day. But thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this very, very important discussion. News continues on the other side. Stay with us.